With Captain Dylan Hetherington as we continue with these exit interviews for the 23-24 season. You unfortunately got hurt right near the end of the season, so weren't on the ice for some big moments for this franchise, but obviously around the whole time, and we'll get to that maybe in a minute. But how was the season overall for you, maybe leading up to the injury? How did you feel about things this year?
The season was awesome. I mean, coming in right from day one of training camp, the leadership group that we had on this team, the teammates, each individual guy was such a professional, and they just came each and every day to the rink. They worked hard. They wanted to make themselves better players, but more importantly, they want to make their teammates, their line mates, their D partners better players. And it was just a real enjoyable year for myself.
Yeah, it seems the theme that's kind of almost overtaken these interviews is how close this group was, how tight-knit it was, with some guys saying they've never played on a team that's been as close as this. Where does that kind of fall for you, and how much pride do you take in hearing that as the head of the leadership group, so to speak?
It's awesome. I mean, we had a lot of guys that have been around for quite a few years, and to hear that, that puts a smile on my face for sure. Knowing that, the hard work that we put into everybody and every day, that, it worked. It worked. It truly did. I mean, I look at young guys on our team, they're ready to make the next step. They're NHL players, they're NHL people, and then, you look at the older players. They did such a good job with everybody, just helping each other out each and every day. On and off the ice. I mean, it was great. You come to the rink in the morning, you have someone to talk to about life. You have someone to talk to about hockey.
Yeah.
And it was just enjoyment coming to the rink every day.
Your leadership group this year was almost all new players. I guess Jacob Larson had been around, and obviously Igor has been here for years. How did you feel those kind of new veterans this year worked into things, and how important were they in, the overall culture in the room and the success that this team was able to have?
It was great. I mean, you bring in guys like Highmore, Curry, McKinnon, Boaks. The list just goes on, and it was fun. Like, they just are such good people and human beings that it just helped a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah. Was there a highlight to the season for you? A moment that maybe sticks out?
I mean, for us to get into the playoffs, I mean, I look at the last 2 months of the season, and we're in a dogfight. Every game is pretty much like a playoff game, and we're able to, make it past Laval. That was such a cool moment for this organization to make the playoffs, and then again to beat Toronto in the playoff series. Those games were awesome, and I know I wasn't playing in them. But, from the stands, I felt like I was. And it was just, jumping out of the seats. And then everyone who I was sitting with, like all the guys who had big roles on this team and weren't playing, it's tough.
Yeah.
And you can see where guys would, turn the ship. But no one was like that. I mean, we scored, overtime winner, and I think everybody just jumped out of their seat in the stands. It was pretty special. So, it was good.
Yeah, I was going to ask about how difficult it is to kind of not be able to be a part of that on the ice. Obviously, you want to be out there and helping to make an impact, but even still, with your previous experience, you have a Calder Cup title yourself. What were you able to do in terms of helping keep this group on track, even though you couldn't be a part of things? And how difficult was that, maybe at times?
It's tough. I mean, watching games when you're not playing is almost harder, and that it doesn't make sense to anybody who hasn't been in that spot. But it's difficult. But we kind of, as a group and individual, just hang out around the team, support each other. I mean, if you see a guy who's made a mistake in the game, or feels like he's not playing his best hockey, be there for him. Talk to him, let him know your thoughts, what he can improve on, and how he can help him. So just almost taking more of a coach's role, but just being there for your teammates.
Yeah, and again, it seems like the foundation's been set pretty well for this club now moving forward. Dave Bell said it a bunch of times, a couple of the other guys as well. Now that this team has made the playoffs twice, has gone around, like that becomes the standard. Obviously, you were a key in trying to help solidify that, build that base. How big of a deal, I guess, is that moving forward for this team to have that kind of success and now say, yeah, we're not a team to be questioned anymore?
It's huge. I mean, you look at teams in the American League and the NHL. Like in the American League, you look at Grand Rapids. 3 or 4 years ago, they just had such a culture of we're going to win, we're going to develop players, and we're going to have the best kind of organization in the NHL. And you just ride that out for as many years as possible.
Yeah.
And it's tough when you're not one of those teams.
Yeah.
And you see it where there's no momentum and no belief in your team and organization, and to kind of finally break through, get into the playoffs, having that culture. I know, talking with other players around the league and everybody, they knew when they came in to play the B-Sens that it was going to be a hard-fought game, and they knew exactly how we're going to play, and we built that culture where it's came in here and it was tough to win.
Yeah, and hopefully that continues moving forward. What's the summer look like for you now? You get finally a bit of a break from the rink, and what's up for the next few months?
Just getting some rehab in, and then just enjoying summer time with my family and close friends. It's the season is a long grind, and the players, coaches, entire staff, they move away from home for a great long period of time. So that's part of that is difficult. So get back home and get to see everybody again. It'll be good.
Yeah, will be for sure. Well, enjoy the summer. Appreciate everything throughout the course of the season. Again, such a shame that it ended the way it did, but I know you were still a big piece in helping this team achieve the late season success it did. So thanks for that. Thanks for the time, and enjoy the summer, man.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.